How's it going, everybody? Insert SG back again with another Dragoborne video. Alright, so today it is a Saturday and I'm at Team Killer Shop, and today in front of you guys we have Dragoborne's 4th trial deck, the Reaper's Gift. So of course in front of you guys we can just see a very nice foil version of the boss card of the deck, Kazak the Hellbent. Now you can see it's a 5 cost and it's a Niflheim monster, and the attribute of course is a demon. So one special thing about this trial deck is not only the cards, because it's exclusive cards, the dices are also all like translucent. So you can see the featured colors are of course black, red and blue. And of course, taking a look at the entire packaging, we can see like a very ancient kind of texture for this. And we can see that it's from Bushiroad, Dragoborne of course, Reaper's Gift, the name. 53 cards with like 3 banners, that's why it's 53. And over here at the side you can see one of the red cards in the deck. I can't remember the name, but we'll get to that later. Of course, another Dragoborne logo, and behind we can see a very small deck list of this entire deck, the deck where both the living and dead serve a purpose. So that's like the motto for this deck, and we can see that from Kazak's ability, because like during the league, right, we can see that Kazak actually powers up your own monsters and with a cost of siphoning, and it will die at the end of the turn. So what is Dragoborne Rise to Supremacy? You guys can pause and read the text right there. Dragoborne.com, that's the official website, and all the other link longs that are not very important. We are here to see the trial deck opening. So of course, thanks Team Killer Shop for letting me borrow one of the trial decks to open, and the pen knife is not exactly very sharp. Alright, so I'm personally gonna run this trial deck. I don't know about you guys, but honestly Kazak seems like a really cool kind of like concept to run. It's like Grand Blue to me, and Grand Blue was one of the clans I used to play in Vanguard. So finally we got the trial deck open. Now let's take a look at the contents. Okay, so the promo we will get this time is called Bladehorn Charger. It's a red card and 6 cost with a stat of 5/5. Auto, when this creature is summoned, you may choose a creature and deal 4 damage to it. So on summon you get to potentially destroy a small monster, which is kind of good, and it's kind of like a huge counter towards aggro decks. So for red, right, when this creature is destroyed, you may choose a creature and deal 5 damage to it. So this is one of the cards that you can run in Kazak because it features a form of summoning and destroying ability. So sadly we didn't get the foil this time, but it comes with like a rulebook and a playmat. So this playmat of course shows Kazak, but it's just like a huge poster, so we'll not really get to that in detail. This is what we are really here for. Okay, so this is the deck itself, and the dice are really just translucent dices, kind of like what you get from a Pokemon Elite Trainer set. Alright, so we have this plastic thing which I really like, as you guys would know. So to start things off, we have a foil Kazak the Hellbent. You guys can pause and read the effect right there, but it's categorized as a double rare, so we will get 2 copies of it, and one being a foil. Okay, next we are moving on to some blue cards. We have Nightbane Manticore. So when this creature is summoned, if you have a black or red creature, which is basically any other creature in this deck that's not blue, you can choose an opposing creature and rest it, and that creature does not stand during your opponent's next stand phase. So this is kind of like a Zodiac ES, if you guys know what that card is from Buddy Fight, and it's just a 4 cost monster, so it's kind of like a control for the deck. So sadly we do not get foils of that, but the next card we do get a foil of is called the Servitor. So it's a homunculus. You can run this in a maiden deck or mate deck. It's a 3 cost 1/2 monster. Activate, siphon 1 and tap this creature. Choose an opposing creature and rest it, draw a card. So this is like a huge drawing mechanism for the deck, to be honest, because you can have Nightbane Manticore to like rest a monster and the Servitor to rest another one. So this is a card to look out for actually. Next we are moving on to some vanillas but still blue. So we have Tide Chaser Rogue over here. Tide Chaser kind of looks like an attribute now to me, although it's just like a bunch of Guildman pirates. Alright, next we have another homunculus. We have the Gardener. So we get 2 copies of her, and it has a Siphon 2 blue ability. So siphoning a specific color, right, is kind of like a new ability that is shown in DB-TD04, which is Oath of Blood. So we used to just siphon any random die for any color, but now we have to siphon specific colors to gain like slightly stronger effects. So for this case, right, it is to look at the top of your opponent's deck and put it to the top or bottom. So this deck doesn't just like control your opponent's field in terms of like resting monsters, you still get to control what your opponent gets to draw. So that's one really powerful thing. And note that if you like put to the bottom, right, you can like control their hand as well. So next we have Tide Chaser Grunt, just a simple 1 cost 2x1 card, a vanilla. Alright, you get 4 copies of those. For spells we have Supreme Ambition. Now this actually is uncommon in the booster set as well. So we get 2 copies of it. You can pause and read the effect right there, but it features the blue leader. I can't remember the name, but yeah. Then we have Sabotage. So this is the last of the blue cards. You get 2 copies of this. This can like really mess up your opponent's defenses. So this deck is like a really relevantly controlling deck for the blue at least. Now we are moving on to some red cards. So this is Hilda of the Gear Magnus. We get 2 copies of those and 1 foil. So it's a 4 cost 2x2 card. When this creature is summoned, deal 1 damage to this thing and this creature. When another creature is summoned. So I guess you can play around with cards like the Acolyte, which is actually a common in the booster set, to like draw a card. But when this creature is summoned, right, you get to deal damage to other creatures as well. So yeah. When this creature is Dragocross Red, it gets +1/+1. And of course, Dragocross Red does bring in another ability that when it attacks, you get to deal 1 damage to all opposing creatures. So this kind of reminds me of a really scary deck that I faced back in DB-TD04. It was an Albert based deck. So when Albert attacks, right, you get to give all of your creatures deadly. So if imagine you combo this with Hilda, you attack and you just sweep your entire opponent's field. So yeah, 2 copies of Hilda. Okay, now next we have 2 copies of Gear Magnus Saboteur. It's a 2/2/2 card. When this creature is destroyed, choose an opposing creature and deal 2 damage to it. So yeah, that's a really simple card, but still. Then we have 2 copies of Fervent Battlesmith. So when this creature is Dragocross Red, you may change your dice values. So yeah, this is a really interesting card to play, especially in the Ancient Skylord deck, which is kind of interesting. Then we have 4 copies of Skywing Troop. So this is another simple 1/1/2 card, nothing much to be said for aggro decks. Okay, now moving on to spells, we have 4 copies of Titanic Force. So this is like the ambush of the deck. When this fort is attacked and this card is an ambush, you may choose a creature and deal damage equals to its own attack. So it's like you borrow your opponent's knife and you stab him with it. Yeah, simple. Now moving on to some Niflheim cards. So this is definitely some of the cards to look out for in this deck because they are really interesting. We have 2 copies of Cursed Eye Gargoyle. So it's a 2/2/3 card and you get 1 foil. When this creature is destroyed, each player discards a card from their hand. So really interesting card. Then we have 2 copies of Fender Bender. So Fender Bender is part of the Skeleton Undead Rock Band thing from Niflheim, and it actually has the same ability as the one that we just went through, Fervent Battlesmith, just the Niflheim version. Yep. Then we have 4 copies of Bewitching Stone Gazer. So it's the Fort Burst summon for the deck, and this creature gets +1/+0 for each of your red creatures. So this card can potentially hit like 5 or even more, depending if you like Dragocross it or something. Then we have 4 copies of Merciless Punisher. So this is a really interesting card because you can siphon 6. So you basically wreck one of your entire die, but you get 1 copy of it being foil and you can destroy resources. So this deck can do a lot of things, but it's really based on your luck and what you get in your hand. Of course, also dice values. Then we have the 3 flags, of course, Curse of Niflheim, Standard of Taurus, and Insignia of Olus. So that's pretty much it for this video, everyone. I'll leave a link to Team Killer Shop's website in the description below. Again, thank you guys so much for allowing me to borrow a trial deck and recording it. And if you haven't followed my Facebook page, I'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can go check it out. Subscribe if you haven't, like and share if you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.